Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, glad to have you here. Oh look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I see I've got an error with my camera. Just a second. Let me get that fixed. Let me see. That probably looks much better. Yes, there I am. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to my home. Welcome to the office. And welcome to the morning grind. I hope everybody has their coffee or drink of choice ready for them this morning. I do. It's going to be a great morning. I was getting lots of work done yesterday, continuing with my 2024 productivity strategy of just doing one thing until I'm, obsessively until that project is complete. And the project that I've been working on most has been to get the online gaming coffee shop up and ready. I'm going to show you what I've been doing with that. And then our main topic for today is going to be continuing with building out Shadowdark characters. We built out a halfling thief yesterday, continuing to try to build out some iconic characters. So halfling thief is definitely one of them. I want to change up a couple of things about him. We'll talk about that too. And then we'll take some of these other stats that we rolled up and see what else we can make as we try to make the character iconics. Welcome to everybody who is here. So many rabbits. Yes. Okay, there are a lot of rabbits behind me. Oh. Those are prototype rabbit. Those behind me are prototype rabbit plush toys because I write a world of medieval rabbits, and I've been trying to launch that. There are even more rabbits over here. If you are new, I'll show you, because these are prototypes of a line of action figures. So this is a prototype right here, a 3D print of the prototype. So that's another thing that we're doing here on this channel. And I'm really hoping that later in 2024, we can try for a relaunch of the Rabbit action figure line. Yes, I also have He-Man and Skeletor over there. Of course, He-Man and Skeletor, I played with a lot of He-Man action figures as a kid. And He-Man and Skeletor are the reason that I want the Tales of Rabbivania to have an action figure line. So we'll be talking about those as we go in the future. We're not quite ready for that yet. We're not quite ready to return to that yet. I've got some other things I've got to do. Other projects we have to go through first. Let's see. Oh, rabbits are your favorite animal? Well, fantastic. You are in the right place. James says, I really like those. This is very cute. Oh, cute and somehow realistic. Well, that's kind of what I was looking for. Let's see. Okay, so if you are new here, let's see. We have got, let me bring this up. Because I've been obsessive about everything else, I've been obsessive about the coffee shop. I got to work on building out some more thumbnails for Table Talk. If you're here, let me give you a direct link to subscribe to Table Talk. Table Talk is the place where we have discussions in the Geekverse. And yesterday, I did post the Star Trek 3, the search for Spock discussion yesterday, back over on that channel. Been reposting them over there. 5 hours and 30 minutes. That was the first massive live stream. Yes, I've been obsessed. Exactly. So I reposted. We used to host these discussions on this channel, but I made my own channel, made a new channel for Table Talk, and have been reposting some of the older discussions over there. Next week, I'm going to start re-releasing all of Doug's material on the Heroine's Labyrinth. I'm going to jump forward and do that. The Heroine's Labyrinth is Doug's book that's coming out in February. That is an alternate story structure to the hero's journey for heroine or feminine-focused main characters. And so he's got some material that's not up on this channel yet. So next week, we're going to start releasing those and also releasing some clips from those. So that's what's going on in Table Talk. We've got a Table Talk tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It might be The Watchmen. I got to check on that. We might be talking about The Watchmen, and Brianna will be back tomorrow night. Let's see. Also, last night, people were talking about Hero Quest over here. If you're here and if you're not also on the Dinner and a Board Game channel, here's a direct link to that channel to also subscribe there if you were interested. Dinner and a Board Game. We did Dinner and a Board Game. I reposted also because we used to have Dinner and a Board Game over on this channel as well. So we went over here, created a new channel for Dinner and a Board Game, and I played Hero Quest Barbarian Quest 3. That was the video that went out last night. That one was epic. So here we go. Oh, wow. That one that we did live has 1,000 views as our new format. So that's going to be fun. I think it's The Watchmen. I think it's The Watchmen. I'll have to see because I'll have to check that because I got to make up the thumbnail. And then after I get this coffee shop up and running, we are going to be relaunching The Cultists, which is my show. Yeah, live is fun. I mean, hey, BGD, good morning. Live is fun. I have not been able to coordinate more live. Now, actually, with the coffee shop, with the new things that we're building out, we'll have more games for Hero Quest as well. More games for Dinner and a Board Game as well. Because since we've moved to the live online format, we need more stuff inside the virtual tabletop. And I had only built out Hero Quest. Not that there's plenty of Hero Quest to play. We're going to play some more Hero Quest. But now we'll also have some other game options as well. So, and I need it's coordination. It's coordination that's the difficult part. Let's see. So anyway, then the Cultists is going to, I'm headed toward a major relaunch of the Cultists. It's just taking me a little bit longer to get the coffee shop up and ready, but we'll see. Speaking of the coffee shop, and then we got games to make. We'll be making games here for the Cultists here on this channel. An RPG and also a party game. And we'll get those happening. I don't think this was loading appropriately last time. So I'm working on getting 8 games ready for the online gaming coffee shop. So Dominion is now in here. So this is all the Dominion basic set cards so that you can, exactly. That's what I'm working on. Just one thing at a time. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the philosophy here for 2024. And hammering it one project until it is done, and then moving on to the next one. Let's see. But anyway, so this is all of the Dominion cards that are all loaded up. And it is so that you can play any game of Dominion you want here. So Dominion is loaded in and ready. That one's ready. And then yesterday, I got Secret Hitler ready. I'm going to add 2 more. It's basically ready. I'm going to add 2 more tokens so that you can indicate which player has been killed. But otherwise, Secret Hitler is now ready to play as well. So I've got boards set up for, this is the 9 to 10 player board, as you can see. But it's for 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. At least 5 players minimum. So I have a board set up for the 5 and 6 players, and then the 7 and 8 players, and then this is the 9 and 10. So that is ready to go. It looks nice. I really like the way that it looks. It's got a really good looking board here. Are there 13? Oh no, over here we got more policy cards. You got the ballot cards. You got the chancellor and president markers over here for people to give out. We got the secret roll card, the party membership cards. We got it all here. So that will also be ready. What about, Werewolf is already done. So One Night Werewolf is also loaded. So we've got the 8 games that we've got are Hero Quest, Dragon Strike, One Night Werewolf, Secret Hitler, Dominion, Wizard's Quest, and then I started to work on Shadowdark, just barely. I just started laying out Shadowdark. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to need for Shadowdark. And then if I can put in the index card RPG, I will. That'll give us 8 games in a few different genres for the online coffee shop to play. Yes, so Werewolf is ready. James says that'll be fun. Yeah, I know. Some of my favorite gaming moments have been playing Secret Hitler. If you haven't played Secret Hitler, it's a social deduction game where everyone is secretly assigned a role, either liberal or fascist, and you're all legislatures in Weimar, Germany, trying to pass legislation. And one player is also secretly Hitler, hence the name, Secret Hitler here. And you choose a president and a chancellor, and you vote on that government, and then the chancellor and president are able to put forward legislation or pass legislation, and it will either be liberal legislation or fascist legislation. The liberals win if they can pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberal legislation cards. The fascists win if there's 6. Was that 6? If 6 fascist legislations are passed, or once you passed 3 fascist legislations, so you're into your 4th one, if the person who is playing Hitler and is secretly Hitler becomes chancellor, then the fascists automatically win. It's a lot of fun. BGD says, I recommend strongly you check out the Ninja Burger as soon as you reinvigorate the cultist in game format. I think it strikes a very similar tone with only ninja and samurai instead of tentacle monsters. Ninja Burger. Okay, let me write that down. I'll put this in my notes over here. Check out Ninja Burger. Check out is it an RPG? Ninja Burger. Will do. I'm really the cultists. We got to get more eyeballs on the cultists. So there we go. So that's what's going on there. I found spell cards for Shadowdark, and I started loading them in. But then also, let's see here. Yep, right here. So if you want to be notified when the online gaming coffee shop goes live, I would still please sign up right here. I got a form right here that you can sign up, and please do so. I'm gonna run some kind of test. I'll run some kind of test first with about 9 people, so 10 including me. Soon. Yep, still working on the coffee shop. Which guarantee is that? I hope from the Ninja Burger game and not something here. Okay, so anyway, that's what's going on. Good morning, PH. Good morning. So that's what's going on here. That's kind of the morning announcements. That's kind of what's being worked on. Let me take this down, and let's do our morning reading, and then we will work on some Shadowdark characters. And I believe we have a story about turning pro this morning. Yeah, Roseanne Cash's dream. I remember that. It's where we stopped. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Everybody got your beverage this morning? Let's take 2. Oh, you were already here? PH, sorry about that. Well, you get an extra good morning. All right, let's take 2 deep breaths, deep inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage this morning. So here we go. Let's breathe. And sip. Here we go. All right. Roseanne Cash's dream. This is from Turning Pro by Stephen Pressfield. The following is an excerpt from Roseanne Cash's memoir, Composed. Thanks, Roseanne, for sharing it. Note, the Kings in this first sentence refers to King's Record Shop, the 1987 album that produced 4 #1 singles. It was late in the making of Kings that I had a dream that changed my life. I had met Linda Ronstadt a few times in Los Angeles while I was recording at Lania Lane, when I opened for Bonnie Raitt at the Greek Theater, and Linda had come to see the show, and on a number of other occasions as we had traveled the same circles and worked with many of the same musicians. Her record, Heart Like a Wheel, had profoundly affected me as a young girl, and I had studied it assiduously as a great example of feminine point of view concept record, the best one since Joni Mitchell's Blue, I thought, and equally important in the template I was creating for what I might want to do with my life. I especially admired her thoughtful song selection, which resulted in a very well-balanced album, and I wanted to make a record with a similar unified concept, but as a songwriter. Just as I was beginning to record Kings, I read an interview with her in which she said that in committing to artistic growth, you had to redefine your skills to support your instincts. This made such a deep impression on me that I clipped the article to save it. A short time after that, I dreamed I was at a party, sitting on a sofa with Linda and an elderly man who was between us. His name, I somehow knew, was Art. He and Linda were talking animatedly, deeply engrossed in their conversation. I tried to enter the discussion and made a comment to the old man. He turned his head toward Linda to me and looked up looked me up and down with obvious disdain and an undisguised lack of interest. We don't respect dilettantes? He spat out and turned back to Linda. Wait. Oh, hey, good morning, Stray. A person who cultivates an area of interest, such as the arts, without real commitment or knowledge. Oh. Dilettante. A person who cultivates an area of interest, especially such as in the arts, without real commitment or knowledge. Interesting. We don't respect dilettantes, he spat out and turned back to Linda. I felt utterly humiliated and woke up from the dream shaken to the core. I had been growing uneasy in my role in the Nashville community and the music business as a whole. I thought of myself primarily as a songwriter, but I had only written 3 songs on Kings. I was famous and successful, but it felt hollow, and the falsehoods were piling up. With more successes had come more pressure to be a certain way, to toe a certain line, to start a fan club, which I refused to do, to participate in big, splashy events, and to act as if the country music scene were a religion to which I belonged. I resisted the push to conform, to buy into a certain narrow aesthetic, and to become part of the established hierarchy. I didn't want a lofty perch. I wanted to be in the trenches, where the inspiration was. My unease led me to that dream. Carl Jung said that a person might have 5 big dreams in her life, dreams that provide a shift in consciousness, and this was my first. From that moment, I changed the way I approached my songwriting. I changed how I sang. I changed my work ethic, and it changed my life. The strong desire to become a better songwriter dovetailed perfectly with my budding friendship with John Stewart, who had written Runaway Train for King Records Shop. John encouraged me to expand the subject matter in my songs, just as well as my choice of language and my mind. I played a new song for him, and if he thought it was too perfect, which was anathema to him, he would say over and over, "But where's the madness, Rose?" I started looking for the madness. I sought out Marge Rivingston in New York to work on my voice, and I started training as if I were a runner in both technique and stamina. Oddly, it turned out that Marge was also working with Linda, which I didn't know when I sought her out. I started paying attention to everything, both in the studio and out. If I found myself drifting off into daydreams, an old entrenched habit, I pulled myself awake and back into the present moment. Instead of toying with ideas, I examined them, and I tested the authenticity of my instincts musically. I stretched my attention span consciously. I read books written by Natalie Goldberg and Carolyn Heilburn and began to self-edit and redefine more, and went deeper into every process involving writing and musicianship. I realized I had earlier been working on only within my knowledge range, never pushing far outside the comfort zone to take any real risks. I started painting so I could learn about the absence of words and sound, or why I needed them. I took painting lessons from Sharon Orr, who had a series of classes at a studio called Art and Soul. I remained completely humbled by the dream, and it stayed with me through every waking hour of completing King's Record Shop. I vowed the next record would reflect my new commitment. Rodney Crowell, Roseanne's then husband, was at the top of his game as a record producer, but I had come to feel curiously like a neophyte in the studio after the dream. Everything seemed new, frightening, and tremendously exciting. I had awakened from the morphine sleep of success into the life of an artist. Well, that's pretty cool. Yes. Oh, hey, Lynn. Glad you're back. Good morning, Brent, excuse me. Good morning, Brent. That is a great story. All right. So that's what we're looking for in our lives. All right, let's bring up I went and posted it. I hope that was okay. I posted it in the general Shadowdark chat. Yesterday, I posted in the general chat, but then I realized there was a general Shadowdark discussion, and so I did post there. All right. Let's look at this thief. First, here we go. Do I know scenario already? Wait, why does that sound familiar? What is scenario? No, maybe not. Have to remind me. Right. It's like Pressfield's dream about the marooned aircraft carrier. Yeah. Hardly Paranormal says, I think there's too much emphasis now on doing something right the first time or doing it with the utmost craftsmanship. There has to be some gained there, much to be gained by allowing yourself to do something badly. So, yeah, there's something to be said for if it's worth doing badly at first, right? If it's worth doing badly at first. Oh, I made a comment. Oh, I found it. Sorry, this went by. So PH says, I've watched a video from Theoretically Media about a new text-to-image tool called Scenario. He presents on a specific workflow to create consistent characters. Oh, I think that's where I heard Scenario from, because I was like, Scenario, haven't I heard something about that? Yes, he was doing the character, like the female Viking-like character in a bunch of different situations. Yes. So if that's what it is, yes, I did see it. I watched Theoretical Media's. I must have watched exactly that video. Getting consistent characters inside the AI, that is a huge thing. Yes. So yes, I did hear about that. Okay. So with this Shadowdark character here, we were doing this halfling thief. And so we were talking about yesterday. I think we need to change his weapon. I think it's what needs to happen here. Because we found out in combat that melee characters are going to be adding their strength bonus to their attack roll, which in this case is -1 because we're a strength 8 character. But that seems to make sense for this halfling thief. Where is combat? But we can change that out if we have a finesse weapon. Combat, page 88. Right, so page 88, oh yeah, told us. Melee attack is 1d20 plus your strength modifier plus talent bonuses. Whereas ranged attacks are 1d20 plus dex modifier. But what does it mean to have a finesse weapon? So we were looking at, can we use a finesse weapon? It's a short sword, a finesse weapon. And it's not. So a finesse weapon, of which the only finesse weapon that I see is a dagger. It says you may use your strength or dex when attacking with this weapon. So I actually think this thief needs to have a dagger instead of a short sword. It seems like that finesse rule, there's only one weapon that I can determine that is finesse. And it seems like it's perfect for this situation with this halfling. I was thinking about this after the stream. So rather than this, so rather than the short sword, I think we need to have a dagger. And the dagger costs 1 GP. So maybe we got to give him a few. It's each dagger a slot? If each dagger is a slot, let's see, that short sword was 7 gold coins. So I would get 6 gold coins back. So I would get 12 gold coins if I use the dagger. Jason says, I heard about Scenario also. It looks like a great idea when making characters. I've got an idea for making the turnarounds of the Rabbit Knights. Yeah, that probably. I think we also need to give a name here. So we might have to do a name. So dagger, I think, works. So, but dagger over here, it seems crazy that daggers can take up another slot. But it seems like you should be able to throw it, have a dagger for throwing too, because the dagger will be melee and ranged. Will have a close and near range, damage D4. Now the thing that we're giving up here is D4. It is finesse and it's thrown. You may make this use this weapon to make a ranged attack with it using your strength or your dex. So let's give him. If he needs to drop something, he can drop something. Let's give him 2 daggers. That's going to take up all the slots. I kind of liked having something, some slots for holding the money he's going to hopefully get. But I guess he's going to be eating rations. He's going to be using torches. I mean, Flint and Steel uses a slot, for crying out loud. So 2 daggers. I think this makes more sense for him, though. Well, there we go. So that means, however, attacking with dagger. So he's going to go from a D6 to a D4 in damage. But I think that's made up for the fact that he's going to a +3 to hit. He's going from a -1 to a +3 to hit. And he's getting ranged-based attacks. So I think that's the better way to go. So this is 1 gold coin. Type is M/R. And then range is CN. D4, and then this is also a finesse weapon. This is properties. C, this is F and TH, which means throne. I think that is better for him. So BGD says, the use of dex-based finesse weapons can be made more playable in more granular rule systems by limiting the damage range and skipping the damage bonus strength weapons get. This reduces the Dex's supremacy. So yeah, we've been talking about Dex's supremacy quite a bit. And I know you have, BGD. So it can be made more playable in more granular rule system by limiting the damage range and skipping the damage bonus strength weapons get. PH says, I think attributes giving bonuses only to hit makes more elegant mechanic. So right, so that's what this is doing. There's no bonus to damage, right? Unless the damage bonus is like coming from talents. So there is a way to get a damage bonus, but it comes from talents, I understand. So I think attributes giving bonuses to hit makes a more elegant mechanic. Maybe it would be better if damage was like in DC20 with fixed based damage and increments for each 5 beyond the enemy's AC. Now that I like that kind of thing too. I'm going to be working on something, maybe like that, where the attack roll and the damage roll is kind of all in one. Attacking well means you're doing a lot of damage. You won't attack well, but then do no damage. Good morning, Robert. Good morning. Hey, everybody, too, please do hit the like button while you're here. There may be other people out there on the YouTube in the Geekverse, on YouTube right now, out there in the Geekverse, who would like to join us for some character creation. Also, let's go ahead and roll for the name. I thought that I wasn't going to add a name, so this can be both a female or a male character. But why don't we add both names? Because that way, if you're using a pre-built character, we might as well just have, like, okay, here's your dwarf. What's your name? Or here's your halfling. What's your name? Oh, I don't know. You have this nice character. You can use some other name, of course. But this book does have random names. If I can find, oh yeah, character names, page 38. So we've got character names for dwarf, elf, goblin, halfling, half-orc, and human. No, it doesn't. If you just roll, it doesn't give you like male or female. It's just 20 random names. Where's my dice? They can be used. Here they are. Darla. Oh, that's okay. Okay, let's do Darla. So I was going to put both a male and a female name up here so that you can just choose. So Darla. What is going on? I just lost my, or my window just maximized, and I don't know how to get it back. Maybe it's just maybe Illustrator jammed up here a second. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Darin or Darla. Let's see. So Darla Softpaw. Darla Daggerheart. She goes by DD. Let's see. Darla, or what's our names on the halfling here? We got Willow, Benny, Annie, Tucker, Mary, Hobb. Oh, Hobb might be good. Cora, Gordy, Rose, Alma, Norbert, Jenny, Barvin, Tilly, Pike, Lydia, Marlowe, Astrid, Jasper. How about Hobb? Darla or Hobb? Daggerheart for the win. Darla Daggerheart. Or Hobb. What's it? Well, that's actually what I thought we were going for. That's what I thought we had here, but actually, this is just a. I thought that's what we had. Kind of makes me wonder why she didn't divide that out like this, because we just have first names here. I thought that we were going to have, names by race, sex, and then surnames as well. But we don't. We might have that. I'm sure we have that in some other book that we've got around here. Darla Daggerheart or Hobb Willowbrook. There we go. So now you got names as well pre-generated. You can use your own name too, but there we go. So all right, I think that's a pretty good thief. Now we got to figure out. We rolled up stats yesterday. We got to figure out what the next character is going to be based on these stats. So we need a fighter, a priest, and a wizard, and we'll probably do 2 fighters. We need to do an elf fighter who's ranged heavy. Now it's cleric time. Okay, BGD is calling out for cleric right here. So we need the high wisdom cleric, right? Because the cleric is going to use that to cast wisdom spells or cleric spells. I mean, that's going to be the case, right? Priest spell list. So it makes sense. I mean, this game classically would make sense to have a high wisdom wizard, right? Where is casting spells? No, casting spells, page 44. So the priest, yes, it's 1d20 plus your wisdom modifier. So we definitely need a we definitely need a. Do I not have that? I don't have hammer time. I thought I did. I don't. Okay, so we need our highest wisdom roll to be our cleric. I mean, that would make sense. So I think the cleric is actually going to be a pretty good character. The highest we rolled was a 13. But he's also going to have a 14 in intelligence. So this seems like a pretty good cleric here. So I'm going to duplicate. Paste in front. Okay, so this is going to be priest. All right. He casts fire. He casts fireball for the Lord. Yeah. All right. So that's what we got. So all right. So he's going to be strength 14. He's going to be dex 13. This is from yesterday's roll. Dex 13. Con 9. Int 14. Wisdom 13. And then charisma 9. We had a bunch of low charisma characters. All right. So our stat modifier 14 is +2. He's going to be good at hitting you with a mace. Dex of 13. So that's +1. 9 is going to be -1 on Constitution. So he's going to be light on hit points. Intelligence 14. He's +2. Wisdom 13. So that's +1. His strength, he's got 214. Yeah, he does. And then charisma is -1. All right. So that's where we start right there. Seems like the priest most classically should be human. So we're going to make the priest human. We'll come up with some names here. This is going to be level 1, so that's going to stay the same. Our titles are going to change and so forth. All right, let's go down our list here. So first level characters. Stats already done. Choice of ancestry, human, already done. Choice of class, page 1824, already done. One class talent roll. So let's go to priest and let's make our talent roll, but as a human. So our special ability as a human is ambitious. You gain 1 additional talent roll at first level. So we're not, these things are going to have language. I believe I'm going to speak common. But let's roll on, we get 2 rolls on the priest talents. I don't have the auxiliary camera ready yet this morning, but here we go. Yeah, priest doesn't have backstab yet. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. All right, here we go. All right, so here we go with everybody say hi to Yogg-Sothoth this morning. Good morning, Yogg-Sothoth. All right, talent, priest talents. Right down here. Where did I put my box of dice? I just had them. Oh, well, let's use these right here. Oh, this is them. This is the green dice. All right, 2d6. So it says priest, crusading Templars, prophetic shamans, or mad-eyed zealots who wield power of their gods to cleanse the unholy. Weapons, club, crossbow, dagger, mace, longsword. Can use a longsword, staff, or warhammer. All armor and shields, d6 per level. You know celestial, diabolic, or primordial. Do I also know common? Turn undead. You know the turn undead spell. It doesn't count toward the number of spells you know. All right, we'll list all that out here. Let's go ahead. Well, let's go ahead and roll. I got this out to roll. All right, priest talents. 5. Gain +1 to melee or ranged attacks. Oh, well, that's good. Is there a name for that? Or this is just talent 1? Gain +1 to melee attacks. All right, we get a second roll because we're human. +9 to priest spell casting checks. Oh, that helps. Talent 2 is going to be talent 2. +1 to priest spell casting checks. I will take that. All right, let me take down that. All right, so let's look at our powers over here. It says I can wield all armor or shields. We're going to make a mace wielding cleric. Hit points D6 per level. Oh, I should have just rolled for hit points while I was there. You know, celestial, diabolic, or primordial. Let's know common. Let's know diabolic. Because he studies what he destroys. So talent number 1 was gain +1 to melee attacks. Talent 2, +1 to priest spell casting checks. Turn undead. You know the turn undead spell. It doesn't count. Toward your number of known spells. We also need to choose a deity that matches our alignment. Free to carry over here. So this is going to become holy symbol. So that does not take up a slot. I do need to choose a god. Page 28. Let's make this a lawful priest. So what's a good lawful god for someone who would smite evil? Let's see. Saint Terignicus. A legendary knight who is the patron of most lawful humans. She ascended to godhood long ago as the embodiment of righteousness and justice. Madeira, the covenant lawful. Madeira was the first manifestation of law. She carries every law of reality, a dictate called the covenant, written on her skin in precise symbols. Well, there aren't that many gods. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gods in here, including the lost. Only 2 of which are righteousness and justice. That sounds pretty good. All right, let's go with that. So where's our deity down here is going to be Saint Agnes. All right. Done. spell casting. You can cast priest spells you know. You may cast 2 first-tier spells of your choice from the priest spell list on page 51. Each time you gain a new level, choose new priest spells to learn according to the priest spells known table. For casting priest spells, see spell casting page 44. So at level 1, I've got 2 known spells. I might let other people pick that when they pick this character. So spells known. This is going to be 2 tier 1 spells. I'll write that out. 2 tier 1 spells at first level. So that takes care of our spell casting. And then let people choose, I guess, with the cards. Each time for casting priest spells. All right, so that's it. So we'll choose 2 spells. That takes care of talent roll. Oh, yeah, good point, BGD. We have 24 people here right now. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the like button and help other people find the stream, hang out with us, and even find Shadowdark. All right, we got to roll for hit points. We got to roll for money too, and buy stuff. But let's see. So 1 talent roll, we got that. Hit points equal to 1 of their hit points. Oh, we got to roll for background too. All right, so let me bring up the auxiliary camera again. All right, so what do we have to roll for here? All right, so we need to roll for hit points. So our hit points are equal to 1 roll of their one roll of the class's hit points plus their Constitution modifier, minimum 1. All right, so let's roll for hit points. I'll just make notes over here as we roll stuff. Hit points. So it's 1d6 minus 1. Don't be a 1 hit point cleric. Don't be a 1 hit point cleric. Oh, the cleric is we have no charisma in this group, and we also have no hit points. So we actually have to go. So let's see. Hit points 1. He's going to need some high AC. Okay, he's also got to roll a background on page 26. All right. This is a D20 roll over here. All this junk on this. Desk. All right, D20. Let's find out what this cleric's background is. One, urchin. You grew up in the merciless streets of a large city. All right, urchin. We chose our alignment. We chose our god. I'll go ahead and do titles while I'm sitting here. So title, priest title, it says, I am a lawful level 1, so I am an acolyte. Title, acolyte. And then we'll roll for gold. Oh, yeah, that because we are AC and dagger. That's got to change over here, too. All right, so rolling for gold. Where did it tell me how many somebody gets? Choice of alignment, title, starting gear, page 33. All first level characters start with 2d6 times 5 gold. All right, let's roll for gold. Maybe you can get some good armor. Okay, whoa. So he makes up for not having hit points with maybe whatever the best armor we're going to be able to give him this. This character has binary vital statistics. Yes, he is either alive or he is dead. Yes, but does have 120 gold coins. Is that right? 12 times 5. Oh, no. So 60 gold coins. He's got 60 gold coins. All right, so 12 times 5 is 60. So he's going to start with 60 gold coins. And let's see. The crawling kit gets him the backpack, the flint and steel, 2 torches, 3 days worth of rations, iron spikes, a grappling hook, and rope. Okay. So that is for 7 gold coins. So if he gets a crawler's kit, let me just make notes here. Crawler's kit, that would pay 7 GP, and that would give him everything, which I've already got written down here. Flint and steel, torch, rations 3, iron spikes, grappling hook, rope, leather armor. He's probably going to need a mace. Can I get a shield? Oh, yeah, I can get a shield. Okay, so he needs to have... Oh, he can't... He's not going to be affording mail armor. His mail armor is 60 gold pieces. So he's going to have to get... leather armor and a shield. Leather armor and a shield, both of which take up a slot. So he's got leather armor as well. Oh, wait, how many slots does he have? Oh, he has more slots because you can carry gear equal to 10 or your strength score, whichever is higher. So he can actually carry more than our hobbit over here. So let's give him some extra slots. So he has 14 slots. So in the backpack doesn't take up a slot. So I'm going to put that down here. Leather armor shield. Let's make him the classic cleric with a mace. You know what? You don't know until you take off the armor and see whether he's alive or not. VGD says, get the cleric. Well, that's all he would have. That's all he would have. If he was just wearing the mail. Because you can't count on the thief being there. So that would be, so the leather armor is 10. The shield is 5. No, the shield is also 10. The mace is 5. He may also want some way to shoot somebody from far away, given his hit point status. So leather armor gives him 11 plus his dex modifier. What is his dex modifier? +1. So his AC is 12. Oh, the shield is actually +2. So that's good. So leather armor gives him a dex of 12. So he's got an AC 14. Okay, so I guess so he's got the same AC as the thief. As the thief had higher dex, so that allowed him 11 plus a dex modifier. But here you got to use a shield. But him getting male to get to 13 plus dex. That is important. He's attacking with a mace. Let's fill in mace down here. So his attack bonus. So I do gain +1 to melee attacks. So his attack bonus is strength +2. Oh, so his attack bonus is also +3 because of that. Okay. Type mace. Okay. Type melee. Range C. D6. And no special properties. Is there anything else I can do? What about a flail? Clerics with a mace are the best. If the mace is somehow related to the cleric's deity, I give the player a bonus to something like their religion checks. What about a flail? Does this have flail in here? I don't have flail. The possible, well, I could use a sword, though. But just the mace seems more. I'm trying to make some iconic characters here. So the cleric is one of them. It seems like, yeah, with the cleric with the mace is very classic. I could use club, crossbow, dagger, mace, longsword, staff, or warhammer. So in there, oh, it doesn't say, oh, it does say dagger. Club, crossbow, dagger, mace. What about if I used warhammer? Is warhammer two-handed? Oh, warhammer is two-handed. A staff, a longsword, a mace, a dagger. His only ranged options are daggers and crossbows. I feel like he might need to go into long-range support role. Yeah, I think mace. People are going to be looking for a cleric with a mace. But he could also take a crossbow because he's got enough room. He can carry more stuff. I was kind of envisioning him as a charge-in kind of cleric. But let's give him crossbow. Crossbow is 8 GP. L. What's L? Loading. You must forego moving to reload this weapon. How do I handle bolts? Crossbow bolts. Ammunition for crossbows. Quantity per gear slot 1 to 20. So I'm also going to need crossbow bolts. One GP. And that's going to be for 20. Yeah, 20 bolts. Yeah, the more stuff. Well, see, I'm wondering that, like, if he goes in with the thief, there's going to be a lot of people with the grappling hook and things like that. So he might not need to take all of the stuff that's in the kit. Give him a dagger that's shaped like a Santiago cross, which he can throw in a pinch. Yeah, that's the other option. But both of his hands are going to be occupied when he's in melee mode. Well, they'll also be occupied when he's in a melee mode. So that'll give him some slots. And so you may have to drop some gear here, but crossbow bolts 20. Okay, so let's also put the crossbow over here as well. Be old school having track ammunition. There isn't a place to track ammo here. Mace. Okay. Let me see how many gold he's got. Then I'll go over here and grab the mace. So this cost. What did this cost? Let's see. Crawler's kit 7 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 8 plus 1. That cost 41. So he still has 19 gold left. Yeah, so he can adopt range support. He can be a range. He can either wade in once he gets some more armor and hopefully some more hit points, or he can be range support. So this is a versatile role, and he is the cleric, so he gets 2 spells too. Let me make sure I save here. All right, then let's also put in his crossbow attack. Crossbow. So, okay, so with the crossbow, his attack bonus is going to be his dex. And we have 1+1 to melee attacks as his talent. So his attack bonus with his crossbow is just going to be +1. Crossbow, it's type R. And it's range, okay, it's range far. It's range F, so that's good. Range far. It's 1d6. And it's two-handed and large. Oh, no, L is loading. 2H and L, which means he can't move in order to load it. There we go. Looks good, looks good. All right, so is that a cleric? Oh, we need names. So now we need 2 different names for him. BGD says, I always like equipping my clerics with a simple sling and stones, which obviates any worries about finding ammunition while adventuring. Is sling in here? I do not see sling here on the weapons list. What are some suggested names? Character names for humans. Zali, Brahm, Clara, Natus, Rena, Denton, Marina, Aaron, Morgan, Geralt, Tamra, Oscar, Ishana, Rogar, Jasmine, Taran, Yuri, Melkor, Liana, or Godfrey. Clyden or Cynthia. Oh, I like those. Yeah, I know. D&D has historically been very bad at representing the sling. Well, yeah, I mean, it also goes with a lot of different, the way it does weapons, but yes, it is. In games that reinforce the classic cleric trope of no-edged weapons, no drawing blood, the sling conforms, especially, apparently smashing someone's face with a rock is sufficiently righteous. Yeah, so there would be some THs in there, right? Let's go up here. Let's do those names. Clyden or Cynthia? All right. Now our spells, for our spells, where are cleric spells? I was putting out spells, spell cards. So tier 1, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We only have 6 tier 1 pre-spells anyway. So they are Cure Wounds, Holy Weapon, Light, Protection from Evil, Shield of Faith, and Turn Undead. Oh, and Turn Undead he's already got. So there are only 5 choices to make. And so one of them should, or to choose from. So one of them should obviously be Cure Light Wounds. What is Shield of Faith? Because he might need some shielding. Shield of Faith, duration 5, range self. A protective force wrought of your holy conviction surrounds you. You gain a +2 bonus to your armor class for the duration. Yeah, that sounds like what he needs. And then Cure Wounds. He's not going to be able to cure himself because, as we said, he's either up or down. Somebody else is going to have to cure him. So he needs to stay up. But Cure Wounds. Control water. Cure Wounds. Duration, instant, range, close. Your touch restores ebbing life. Roll a number of d6s equal to 1 plus half your level rounded down. Your target gains that many hit points. So he can't touch somebody else for Shield of Faith, but he needs to keep himself alive. Holy Weapon. Yeah, that's probably what I would take. But I'll let people grab spells for that. I'll put out some recommended spells. Yeah, healing is critical otherwise. The Welsh double L is kind of weird. Note the equivalent in English. Put your tongue in position to pronounce a regular L. Ooh, ooh. And then hiss like a goose. I have to try that. Cleric weapon rules to prevent them from becoming OP. Well, I could be a cleric with a sword. It allows me in this one to have a sword. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to press save here. So that looks like our cleric. All right, which one next? We need a wizard. We need a high-int wizard. But unfortunately, the highest intelligence character was just our priest. So this one over here is also, this stat block is also taken care of. I'm going to grab some more coffee. Kiridwin means woman with a bent crook back, which is probably good with that amount of gear. Yeah, AD&D, right? Yeah, you couldn't be a cleric with a sword in AD&D. You could here. That does leave us. Let's see. I'll bring up our. I'm gonna grab some coffee in just a second, but let me bring this up. This is our situation. This guy with strength 15 should probably be our melee fighter. Melee fighter. We do need a high dex guy. You know, on the other hand, we could create some of these other guys as level 0 guys and then let them fight it out. See, the problem, our fighters can have low con. That's a 6 in con right there. 7 in int, 8 in wisdom, 9 in charisma, but he gets a 15 in strength. But our intelligence here, we got 11 7, 10, and 12 to choose from. So I guess it's going to have to be this one over here. No dexterity here. No dexterity here. But I guess that's okay for the wizard. But it's only an int 12. But he's going to be wisdom 12, and he's going to be charisma 13. So this could be wizard. But then who's going to be our ranged fighter? Maybe this one? Range fighter. And then that gives us another someone else for this to be here. Because you can't have the ranged fighter have a 6 dex. That doesn't work. Yeah, the wizard doesn't necessarily need that. So I think so. Let's do wizard with this stat block right here. Let's do wizard with this stat block right here. We got a few more minutes. Let me grab some more coffee. Be right back. Just walking into the kitchen, and then we will get started again. Started on a wizard. Oh, it's time for a Yeti hug break. Yeti hug break. Yeti hug break. Everybody go hug yo Yeti and show yo Yeti some love. All right. Yeti time. All right, so let's get this stat block in here and let's get going for a wizard. Coffee refilled. All right, so let me make a copy of that. Copy the priest here. And then go over to wizard. What? Now, of course, I think with different characters, what's our different ancestries here? Because the human wizard also seems pretty classic. Okay, our ancestor, like we need a dwarf to be a melee fighter. I mean, arguably you could do 2 melee fighters, one of them which is dwarf and one of them which is human. We need elf. So we have dwarf, elf, goblin, half orc, halfling, and human. So halfling we got. Human we got. Well, I mean, this could be an elven wizard. What's our farsight? You get a +1 bonus for attack, ranged, and spellcast. Well, +1 bonus to spellcasting checks the elf gets. Goblin says you can't be surprised. Half orc, you gain +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with melee weapons. Actually, the half orc, that might be that melee fighter that we have. This is just a huge strength guy, but low charisma and low everything else. That could be a half orc. So that might be the half orc. Another dwarf that's a fighter. An elf is a ranged fighter. What would the goblin be? Maybe we don't need the goblin. The goblin isn't too classic. But what does that make the elf? Should this be an elf wizard or should it be a human wizard? Jason says, I've been very unproductive this morning, but I've really enjoyed making characters with you all. Well, I'm glad that you're here. I've been enjoying making characters with you all as well. Rhetorics, welcome, says, I'm coming into this late, but if anyone hasn't mentioned, there's an official character generator for Shadowdark that will do the sheets and math for you. Really, there is? We're going very manual right here. Well, let me look that up. Shadowdark character generator. Shadowdark character generator. Welcome to Shadow. Here, I'll put this up on screen. And I'm kind of enjoying going manual. But is it this? All Shadowdark core ancestries and classes are always included. We just want basic stuff. Oh, this does allow you to have bard, fighter, priest, ranger, and thief. Of course, I don't have. Hey, where is bard and ranger? They weren't in my. I didn't get them as part of my. Stretch goal pack. Let's see, random. Always choose the class that best matches your generate a random character. Soldier, stat rolls, ancestry, dwarf, class, wizard, golden gear. Register for an account, or like so you could export export to PDF. Let's just see if that works. Well, it did. So thank you for letting us know. So here is the Shadowdark character generator. So you remove that. So I went through that. And then once if you download a PDF, there we go. We just got shadowdarklings.net filled all that out for us. I still think we should go manual, but that's good to know. Oh, Bard and Ranger are digital download created for all backers after the crowdfunding was over. Oh, well, I wonder if I downloaded them at some time and didn't remember. So, okay, so they're digital only. No, they weren't third party. They were made officially. Yeah, they were done officially. So I guess if I backed it, so I guess I have it someplace. All right. Anyway, let's just continue going manually. Okay, so we are making. Let's make a human wizard. I'm kind of also thinking about that AD&D box set. Tomocrat says, I'm enjoying dropping my dice down my new dice tower I got while I build my character. Yeah. All right, so now we are on wizard. So this is now class wizard. All right, let's type in his stats. Name up here. Human wizard is 1 XP, 1 level 1, XP 0 of 10. Okay, so strength is 12. Dex is 5. So he's going to be fumbling around. Con of 11. Int of 12. Wisdom of 12. And then charisma of 13. He'll probably end up being the face of the party. So, okay, 12 is +1. You would think I would have this memorized by now. 5 is -3. Con, see, +0. Uh, 12 is +1. Wisdom +1. And then charisma is +1. All right, so there we got our main stats down. All right, so stats, choice of ancestry. So we speak common. Hardly Paranormal says, I'm enjoying listening to this in the background while I work. It's like nerdy talk radio, but, you know, good. Well, that's kind of what the morning grind is. That is exactly the kind of thing the morning grind is. I like the back and forth with the chat as well. Much more fun than just sitting here and doing this by myself. Okay, choice of ancestry, choice of class, we got that. One class talent roll. Let me roll all these dice. Everything that I need to roll. I'll bring up the auxiliary camera and roll these dice. Okay, so one talent roll, except we're going to get 2 talent rolls because we are a human. So wizard talent rolls right over here. So our talents, we'll type this up in a moment. I'll just take notes over here. Wizard. Number 7, so a classic. That's +2 to intelligence stat or +1 to wizard spellcasting checks. What is our intelligence? What did I just say it was? So our intelligence is 12. So I really feel he probably needs to go up to a 14. Because that would do the same thing, going from 12 to 14. So I'm glad we're going to have an intelligence 14 wizard. That's good. So that way it'll give him +2 to everything related to intelligence, which includes wizard spellcasting checks. So that is a good one. It's like talk radio without the outrage. Lynn says. 5. Oh, +2 intelligence stat or +1. So I rolled that one twice. So that would make him an intelligence 16 wizard. We could make him an int 16 wizard after all that. So he's going to be a pretty good wizard. Other things that could have happened to him are gain advantage on casting one spell you know, or learn one additional wizard spell from any tier you know, or choose a talent or +2 points to distribute among stats. Okay. So, talent 1, I'll record what it was. Well, in a moment. Okay, what else do I need to roll? Oh, we need to roll his hit points. 1d4 per level. This could get brutal, guys. Oh my God, 1. What is his constitution? Did he have good constitution for some reason? Why is my mouse not working? There we go. No, it's just +0. So he is it's difficult for the cleric to heal people if they're all binary on the hit points. I'm also going to need to roll his background. And his background is a D20. Three, cult initiate. You know blasphemous secrets and rituals. That sounds about right for a wizard. Title. Okay, starting gear. I need to roll his money. Let's roll his money. 11, so 55. I rolled well on the money. All right, let's get that. Let's get that typed in and loaded in. Okay, he's going to have, he's got 12 gear slots. So the backpack won't cost one. He's going to have 55 gold for us to work with. He's got 1 hit point. We're not sure what his AC is going to be yet. Level 1 wizard title. Oh, so what's his title? Oh, we need to decide. So this guy does say, let's make it, do we want to make him a chaotic wizard? What does it say about chaotic? Chaotic characters align themselves with destruction, ambition, and wickedness. Chaotic characters adopt a survival of the fittest mentality. We could give him that to kind of go with being a cult initiate. We don't want this to be evil. We don't want them to be playing evil characters here. Neutral characters find balance between law and chaos. They align with the cycle of growth. Let's start with just go chaotic. So if you are a chaotic wizard, then you are an adept. Our background was cult initiate. And then we need a deity. So who's chaotic? Lawful, neutral, chaotic. Okay, 2 chaotic. Memnon. Memnon was the first manifestation of chaos. He's Madeira's twin, a red-maned Lionin being whose ultimate ambition is to rend the cosmic laws of the covenant from his sister's skin. Ramalat. Ramalat is the pillager, the barbaric, the horde. Many orcs worship him and live by the blood rite, a prophecy saying that the strongest will survive the coming doom. Let's go Memnon. And we'll save the other one for our half-orc fighter. Oh, hey, Interlight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lynn says, I've got to say, I'm amazed at how many games there are out there that are built on the D&D model. Lots of tweaking rather than experimentation with new approaches. Well, they're both. I mean, they're both out there. There are a lot of other games. I mean, there are a lot of games out there that tweak D&D. This was one of the games that was trying to put old school back into 5th edition, which it seems like it's doing here. But, I mean, there are others as well. Lynn says, and there's nothing wrong with that if the core mechanic is something you enjoy, but feel that it can be improved. Well, it's because D&D started the game, but also because of the open licensing. I mean, there probably would not be as many of these things out there if it weren't for the opening license, especially for 5th edition. So yeah, we're having fun here with some Shadowdark. Okay, let's see. So what are we doing here? We need to go over here to our talents. So talent 1 was gain, or I'm going to say gained, so you know not to add it again. Wait, have I added it in yet? No, I have not. So intelligence is now 16. So that's +4, right? No, +3. 18 is +4. So we get to be a +3 int wizard. So gained +2 to int. And that was also talent 2. Gained +2 to int. Okay. Rune-tattooed adepts, bespeckled magi, and flame-conjuring witches who dare to manipulate the fell forces of magic. Weapons, dagger and staff, armor none, 1d4 hit points per level. Languages, you know 2 languages, 2 common languages, and 2 rare languages. Oh, okay. See page 32. Let's handle that first. So we got common languages and 2 rare languages. Common languages include Common, which we already have, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Goblin, Marin, which are spoken by Merfolk, Shahagwan, and Sirens, Orcish, Reptilian, Sylvan, and Thanian, which are spoken by Minotaurs, Beastmen, and Manticores. And our rare languages are Celestial, Diabolic, Draconic, and Primordial. And Primordial is spoken by Elder Things and Elementals. That seems appropriate here. So I know 2 common languages and 2 rare languages. Let's not double up on Diabolic, even though it does seem appropriate for him. In fact, actually, make it seem so appropriate for him over here that what if we go back to our priest and give him Celestial? And then that way we can give Diabolic and Primordial to the wizard. Primordial, Diabolic, Primordial, and now 2 commons. What would this guy... Well, he might speak Reptilian for lizard folk and viperins. But also, he probably needs something that's the most common thing to encounter as well. What if he speaks Reptilian and Goblin? Let's see if people have... Yeah, I know. You would think I would remember that, but I don't. Now, that's true too, Lynn. There's also the marketing angle. It feels if it feels familiar to D&D players, that makes the learning curve a lot easier for new players. It's true, and that you can't discount that because so many people know the 5th edition rule set that it's that the marketing factor is a big one. That's undoubtedly a big factor. Hardly Paranormal says, I sometimes will let my players learn a bit of a language, like they find a phrase book or spend time with a native speaker so they can communicate some basic concepts. Exactly, yes. Ashnaz Dimbakuru. Okay, so let's say Reptilian and Goblin. Common, Reptilian, Goblin. For languages. Languages. All right. Learning spells. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from a spell scroll by studying it for a day and succeeding on a DC 15 intelligence checks. Check whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. Spells you learn this way don't count towards your known spells. Oh, that's important to write down. So talent 1 was gaining +2 to int. Talent 2 was gaining +2 to int. That says gained. Gained. So learning spells. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from a spell scroll by studying it for a day and succeeding on a DC 15 int check. Whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. Spells you learn in this way. This is nice. Spells you learn in this way don't count toward your known spells. That's really nice. Handing out spell scrolls. Would be extremely valuable to wizards. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from a spell scroll by studying it. Make sure all my studying it for a day and succeeding a DC 15 int check. Whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. Spells you learn in this way don't count toward your known spells. And then spell casting. Spells known by tier. So I know spells known 3 tier 1 spells. Tier 1, specifically, of course, wizard spells. At first level. How many spells are there for the wizard? There were more for the wizard. So tier 1 spells for the wizard will include such things as Alarm, Burning Hands, Charm Person, Detect Magic, Featherfall, Floating Disc, Hold Portal, Light, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Protection from Sleep, Protection from Evil, and Sleep. Well, it probably sounds like Mage Armor would have to be a big one. Magic Missile is probably an important one. Then maybe Burning Hands or something. But we'll let somebody pick those spells. We'll give suggested spells, but we'll let somebody pick them. It says Goblin. How about Goblin? Well, okay. That's fairly well aligned. Okay. What else do we? Oh yeah, we need to do. We need to buy equipment. Is that the last thing we have to do? We got our stats down here. Oh, and a name. Human, wizard, XP. We got all that. We got our talents in here. So now, what are we going to spend with our? So we don't have a holy symbol. We can get rid of that. We got 12 slots. We said. Let me go back to taking notes in here. So I got 55 gold coins. I can't wear any armor. So my AC is going to be 10 plus my dex modifier. Oh my God, which is -3. And he's got 1 hit point. I think mage armor is going to be an essential spell for him. So he's got an AC of 7. Zoinks. Okay. He can't have any armor, and his only weapons can be a dagger and a staff. See, I was wondering, like, I left crossbow over here because I was like, well, are we about to create the classic kind of wizard who is going to have to rely on a crossbow as well? You know, that D&D trope. But no, we're not, because the only weapons allowed for the wizard class are a dagger and a staff. So, okay, he's going to get he's going to get a staff, And he might as well get 2 daggers. Because he's going to need to throw something. He's going to need to be able to stand away. And he might end up chucking daggers at something. So if he got, let's go over here to the starting gear. So a staff, how much does that cost? Hopefully that's cheap. A staff is only 5 SP. Daggers were 1 GP. If he gets a crawling kit, he'll get a backpack, flint and steel, 2 torches, 3 days of rations, iron spikes, a grappling hook, and rope. A crawler's kit, was that 7 gold points? Yep, 7 GP. Let's see. BGD says, I notice it's become very common for modern GMs to hand wave the obstacles presented by language barriers, much in the way they skip the travails of overland travel as the boring stuff. But to me, that's part of the game. Yeah, or everyone has a universal translator ring or a babblefish in their ear. Yeah, and dark vision too. Yeah, I've noticed this. It's like universal dark vision and everybody's inventory basically being a bag of holding from level 1. Both of those yeah, we do have. So it seems like this guy seems chaotic with the cult initiative. I was kind of thinking of this as more the classic wizard, but he kind of went in this direction. I don't think it's bad. I find it interesting. You have a chaotic wizard and a lawful priest. It'll be interesting to see why they are working together if they're part of the same party. Because I do want these all to be part of the same party. So the thing. So maybe we need to change that. Maybe that's something that needs to be changed because we do want to make sure that all these people do work together in the same party. But then again, like how are people going to play it? That's the way that I want to know, because Lynn says, to be honest, I've never cared for the law and neutrality chaos alignment system. It completely ignores ethics. It only gauges conformity. So, yeah, I mean, can you play like you don't have to play him as evil, I don't think. BGD says, man, she really cribbed that basic spell list straight from early editions of the Hasbro product. Innerlight says, in Shadowdark and other OSR games like Princess, Black Sword, Hack, Law, Neutral, Chaos have to deal with deities of the world. Law would be the super good guys and Chaos would be the truly evil guys. Well, I don't want him to be truly evil. Or we might have to change that. So we might have to change that. Lynn says, might as well paint a bullseye on your robe. Yeah, I know. Put a target on. This is terrible. Richrick says mage armor doubles that AC. So okay, so let's find out how mage armor works. Mage armor duration 10 rounds, range self. An invisible layer of magical force protects your vitals. Your armor class becomes 14. 18 on a critical spellcasting check for the spell's duration. Okay, so that's why it doubles it, because I'm at 7. So mage armor just gives you a flat 14. Or 18 if you go critical success with it. So mage armor is going to be an essential essential. Sable says, I disagree. I always loved the good, evil, and law chaos axes. They're descriptive, not proscriptive. If they only judged conformity, then alignment shifts would be impossible. Irresistible taunt. Make him neutral? Maybe that's what we should do. So if he becomes neutral, he'll be a shaman. If he's lawful, he'll be an apprentice. Well, maybe he was. He was a cult initiate of that god. It says that, but now maybe he's changed to Madeira. Yeah, so now let's say, okay, so let's say that he is, well, no, that would be lawful. We do want him to be a good guy. But we'll say that his cult initiate had been part of Memnon, but now he is working with Madeira. I like that. I like that. That maybe that's why he's got like diabolic and primordial and stuff like that. But that changes. So that changes this. Yeah. So now that he's lawful, he becomes apprentice, right? Yeah, apprentice. Does that seem better for a cohesive party? None of them may be able to make it out of this alive. We ended up with a classic 1 hit point wizard. Okay, so gear. Might as well take the crawler's pack. He can't have the crossbow. He can't have the crossbow bolts, or doesn't need the crossbow bolts, therefore. He can't wear leather armor. So that was backpack. So that was free. Flint and steel, 2 torches, 3 rations, iron spikes, grappling hook, 60 feet of rope. He needs a staff and a dagger, 2 daggers. And 2 daggers. Each one of them takes a slot. That's rough with the daggers. That gives him two left. I guess that will work. So this will be his staff, and then this will be his dagger. So attack bonus can be strength with the dagger, which is finesse. Let's just let's see. First of all, attack bonus with the staff. The staff is +1 because of strength. The staff is medium. It is close range. It is 1d4. And its properties are 2-handed. The dagger is can be used with dex, but he doesn't want to use it with his dex. That's for sure. So it's a +1. Range M/R. Range CN. Damage 1d4. And then F and TH. So finesse and also thrown. All right. Did you hear the patron deity of fortified wine? Could be. I like that. Oh, James says, this is the most genuine fun we've seen you have since Hero Quest live plays. All right. We need a name. So, well, let's go over to this name. Get some ideas for human names. Zali, Brahm, Clara, Natus, Denton, Arnon. How about Arin or Ashana? Oh, so now how many gold? He doesn't have 55 gold anymore. He's got 55 minus 7. No. Minus 2. How many silver pieces to a gold piece? He's going to have a lot of money left. He could loan it to the he could loan the money to the cleric to get some some mail armor. Is this doing 10 silver pieces to a gold piece? Anyway, let's see. So 50. So that's minus 7. So that's 45 gold coins, and then 5 silver pieces as well. If it's 10. I know. Tomocrat says we need a game session with them for dinner and a board game. Yes, I know. That's one of the things. One of the reasons I've been building all this out and going to the online version and stuff like that, because this is going to give us a lot more games to play on dinner and a board game. I just need someone to help organize probably dinner and a board games, and then do another, like a new season of 10 dinner and a board games. Yes, because they do need to go out into an adventure and see who lives. He could loan it to the cleric if the thief doesn't get to it first. Yeah. So the cleric still had quite a bit of money. Yeah, 19. So yeah, they could do it. The wizard in Hero Quest also has a lot of money. He's been loaning money out to a lot of gold out to the other characters. And so there's nothing for him to spend it on. So there wasn't a whole lot for him to buy here. All right. So common, reptilian, goblin, diabolic, and primordial. Gain +2 to int, gain +2 to int. Learning spells. You can permanently learn a wizard spell from a spell scroll by studying it for a day and succeeding a DC 15 int check. Whether you succeed or fail, you expend the spell scroll. Spells you learn this way don't count towards your known spells. Spells known: 3 tier 1 wizard spells at first level. All right. We've been going for 2 hours today. Yes, I've got other things to do. I wanted to get these done so that we can put them into the virtual tabletop. But all right, so everybody, if you will please like the stream, if you also subscribe if you are new here, I would love to have you. And if you want to join the virtual gaming coffee shop, please do sign up right over there. And let me give you the Discord server as well. I think I had the wrong link down beneath, so I created a new one. So this is the Discord server link. We would love to have you on the Ravenkeep Discord server. Come on in, hang out, have some fun. Everybody, go forth, be creative. We'll continue this tomorrow. We'll be doing more of this tomorrow. I got more characters to create. Everyone, go forth, be creative, be constructive, and grind on.